So we can categorize frame dependent force in two parts: linearly accelerated frame and rotating frame. Here we use pseudo force, and here we use Coriolis force and pseudo force. So let's get the expression for the Coriolis force. So suppose we have a inertial frame of reference x, y and z. So this is our initial frame of reference S. Let's write it as S. S is the inertial frame of reference. And let's take a non-inertial frame of reference having the same origin and which is rotating with some angular velocity omega. So let's draw that frame of reference: x dash, y dash and z dash. So this frame, suppose it is rotating along this x-axis. So this frame of reference S dash is rotating with some angular velocity omega. Now since we have taken the origin as same, suppose we have a point here, an object position. Suppose this is the object position. So the vector from origin to object, this is the r vector. So this vector can be expressed in both the frame of references as r vector can be written as x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, or r vector can also be written as x dash I dash cap plus y dash j dash cap plus z dash k dash cap. So this same object, since the origin was same, it can be written in both these forms. Now let's analyze the effect of rotation. See, the frame S dash, the blue one, the direction of S dash, the direction of X dash will keep on changing because the frame itself is rotating. So let's draw the diagram with respect to the inertial frame. Now suppose at some time t, the direction of I dash cap was along this. So this is I dash cap at some time t. Now after some time t, this frame is rotating, so the direction of I dash cap will change. Suppose it comes somewhere here. So this is again I dash cap only. So this is again I dash cap only, but time is t plus some small time dt. So the direction of I dash cap changed because the frame was rotating, and the angle of rotation here, if you see, that would be omega into dt. Now let's try to write the change in I dash direction. So if you see this vector, this is nothing but representing the change in the I dash vector. So this is d of I dash vector, and that is nothing but, if we write this radius as r, so that will be r into d theta, that means r omega dt. Now look in this triangle. Let's redraw this triangle. So this triangle, if you see, this was the 3D figure, so we have drawn it in 2D. So this distance, this height, this one is correspondingly this distance, and this line and this is basically perpendicular. So this is the radius r. This was the I dash vectors, I dash cap magnitude, which is nothing but equal to 1, and let's write this angle as theta. So if you see, this hypotenuse is basically 1 because we have taken it as a unit vector. So 1 sine theta is equal to r, or basically I dash cap magnitude sine theta is equal to r. Now putting this in equation, suppose this was equation 1. So putting this, the value of r in equation 1, we will get d I dash cap is equal to I dash cap's magnitude sine theta omega dt. And also note that theta is the angle between omega and I dash. So this theta is nothing but angle between I dash cap and omega vector. This we can write as a cross product. Either we can write I dash cross omega or omega cross I, both will give the same magnitude. So let's check the direction in this diagram. See, omega was in this direction and we have I dash cap in this direction, and this was the direction of omega vector. So if we do omega cross I using the right hand, if you see omega cross I, that will give the correct direction of delta I dash or d I dash. So we can write this expression as d of I dash cap by dt is nothing but omega cross I dash. So this is I omega sine theta. So this is our expression, and obviously this is with respect to the inertial frame. So we write it as, so di dash by dt with respect to inertial frame is equal to omega cross I dash. So similarly we can get the other expressions. Now let's try to get the relation between velocity of object with respect to s and with respect to s dash. So here we had r is equal to x dash I dash cap plus y dash j dash cap plus z dash k dash cap. So we can write dr by dt is equal to dx dash by dt into I dash cap plus dy dash by dt into j dash cap plus dz by dt k dash cap. And again I dash, j dash and k dash are also changing, so we have to include that as well while differentiating. So we will have three more terms, which will be x dash into d I dash cap by dt plus y dash d of j dash cap by dt plus z dash d of k dash cap by dt. Now dx dash by dt I dash cap plus dy dash by dt j dash cap plus dz dash by dt k dash cap, this is nothing but dr by dt with respect to s dash. So this expression is dr by dt with respect to s, the inertial frame, is nothing but dr by dt with respect to the non-inertial frame, which was s dash, and plus we have these three terms. So if you see di dash by dt with respect to s, all these are with respect to s. So if you look at the above expression, this di dash by dt was omega cross I dash cap. So here di dash by dt we can write omega cross I dash cap. Here we can write omega cross j dash cap, and here it is omega cross k dash cap. So taking omega common, we can write omega vector cross, and we will be left with x dash I dash cap. So it will be x dash I dash cap plus y dash j dash cap plus z dash k dash cap, and this is nothing but again r vector. So we have the relation dr by dt with respect to the inertial frame is equal to dr by dt with respect to the rotating non-inertial frame, plus we have omega cross r vector. So this is one important relation which connects the velocity between the two frames. So velocity, we can also write it as v is equal to v dash plus omega cross r. So this was the relation between velocities between two frames. So in general, for any vector, we can write d a vector by dt with respect to inertial is equal to dA by dt with respect to s dash plus omega cross a vector. So we will be going to use this expression in our later part of the derivation. So coming back to our velocity relation, we had v is equal to v dash plus omega cross r vector. So this is the relation between velocity of object with respect to the inertial frame is equal to velocity of object with respect to the rotating non-inertial frame plus omega cross r. Now using this expression, we can get the relation between the accelerations if we just differentiate this. So differentiating this, we will have dv by dt with respect to the inertial frame is equal to dv dash by dt s plus omega cross dr by dt plus d omega by dt cross r. Now let's look at the terms one by one. So if you look at this term dv dash by dt s, we can use this expression to simplify this term. So this will be dv dash by dt s dash plus omega cross v dash. So using this result, we directly wrote it at this. And let's look at these terms. This is nothing but omega cross dr by dt is v vector, and we know v vector is v dash plus omega cross r. So instead of dr by dt as v vector, we are writing v dash plus omega cross r just to get an expression. So we will have omega cross v dash vector plus omega cross r vector. So now just replacing the terms, dv by dt with respect to s is the acceleration of the object. So a is equal to dv dash by dt with respect to s dash. So this term dv dash by dt with respect to s dash, this is the acceleration of the object with respect to the non-inertial frame. So this is a dash plus this term is omega cross v dash, and here also we have omega cross v dash. So we have 2 omega cross v dash. Then we are left with omega cross r. So this is omega cross r vector, plus we have d omega by dt cross r vector. Now looking at this term, now we can get our required forces or the modified forms of Newton's second law. So we know F is equal to ma. This expression is valid as the acceleration. This is with respect to the inertial frame, and the forces here involved are all the real forces or the materialistic forces like gravity, contact forces, etc. So in our non-inertial frame, we have to write F modified equal to mass into acceleration of object with respect to that frame. We know F is equal to ma was valid because that was for the inertial frame. So instead of A, we can write A dash plus 2 omega cross V dash plus this term. So we will get the expression as F, we are using this expression. So F is equal to m into acceleration, which is nothing but A dash plus 2 omega vector cross V dash vector plus omega cross r vector plus d omega by dt cross r vector. Rearranging the term, we have F minus these all terms is equal to ma dash. So that means, to use Newton's second law, with apart from the materialistic forces, we also have to use this term, and the third term. Now in general, d omega by dt cross r, this is generally approximately equal to 0 because we assume either omega is equal to constant or alpha is very less. So we are just left with F, these are the materialistic forces, minus 2m omega cross V dash vector minus m omega cross r vector is equal to m a dash. So this is the modified form of Newton's second law that we use when the frame is rotating with some constant angular velocity omega. And with the naming, these are the real forces or the materialistic forces. This term 2m omega vector cross V dash vector is called the Coriolis force, and this term m omega cross r, this is nothing but our pseudo force, and V dash is the velocity of object with respect to the non-inertial or the rotating frame. So this is our Coriolis force, 2m omega vector cross V dash vector.